Sobrang dami pwedeng pagpiliin that you can't buy everything. It has to be very strategic on how you would pick it. But there will be a lot that will fail after all of this upward push will be done. And the ones that are really, really good are the ones that will stay. Hey guys, so I made a poll in Facebook, in Twitter, in YouTube asking where would you invest and what will be your focus on for the remainder of the year. August, September, October, November, December. Where would you focus your investments? Will it be in stocks? Will it be in Forex? If it's stocks, will it be in the Philippine stock market? Will it be in the US stock market? Or will you invest in the cryptocurrency market? So you can only place a limited number of options when you create a poll. But as you all know, there's a lot of investments still out there. VULs, mutual funds, NFTs, property, or even starting your own business. The reason why I asked that also is I want to get a pulse on where people's attention is towards where they're investing their money. And in the same way, I also want to make a reflection also on what I'm planning to do with my investments also moving forward. A lot has changed, not just in how we're living our lives, not just how we are adapting into this new normal, but in my opinion, it's not just about where you're deploying your assets as well. The manner of which you are selecting and investing. I think this rise in investing for retail investors in the stock market and also this rise in cryptocurrencies and NFTs is because a lot of us are still at home. A lot of us had the time to actually study. Prior to this pandemic, I used to travel a lot, and with traveling, it takes a lot of your time and also energy to study new things. Of course, I would attend different conferences and seminars on a yearly basis, but if we weren't locked down, I wouldn't have this much time to be able to do deep dives on the cryptocurrency market, on NFTs, on things that I would not have invested on. While we're making this video, Philippine markets dropped due to the ECQ, due to the lockdowns, but they've started to somehow build some sort of a support at the lower end of its range. But we really haven't seen a reversal yet. We're seeing US markets continually push up, even though people have valued it into something that's already expensive. And in the same way, we have seen the crypto markets also started to somehow get out of its range. It has been consolidating on its lows, but we have seen a bit of action over the past days. The NFT market is at a tear. When I say at a tear, there's been so much transactions and there's been so much upward movement, especially in the collectible space of NFTs. One of the things that has helped me throughout my years of investing is being consistent and being disciplined and not really changing my plan and my strategy just because times are changing. Of course, you learn new things. Of course, you become older. The way you would allocate your resources also would be different, and the way you would also take risks would also be different. But I normally don't just flip-flop asset classes that quick, meaning I don't abandon it, not unless I see something that I don't really like it anymore. This is being recorded lunchtime, so you've seen how the Philippine markets have gone already and have moved. So I started to just buy the ones that I found to be relatively discounted, the ones that are cheap, and the ones that I plan to hold on to. So as you all know, the Philippine economy right now is not still where we want it to be. It's not still in 2019 levels, and we don't know how long this lockdown would hold. As you all know, also for those watching this, cases are higher right now. Again, ICU beds are about to get full. We're about to also hit the critical levels again, and as you all know, the Philippine market stocks here is pretty much tied also to the lockdown, the pandemic, and also our response to the vaccines. And more news like that will bring more negative pressure or downward pressure to what we could probably see over the next few weeks. I don't know if it's gonna continue or is this already the bottom, but my style has been very consistent that the ones that have been lower, I'll just stack on it, I'll just buy it. Then at a certain point later on, when they start to push higher, a lot of those for trading positions, I would take profit on them. I think what has shifted on the way I would perceive things, and I've mentioned this in previous videos, is that the ability to be able to, number one, shift between markets, that when I started out, literal your only choice to invest in is the Philippine market. But now, because there's a variety of options, you have the ability, while you're positioning in the Philippines, because it has dropped over the past few weeks, you're riding the US markets because we're continually seeing them push up. And what's so interesting, by the way, now for the US markets, the big ones, the ones that people consider to be expensive, they're the ones that have been pushing up. If you look at it, Google has been massively up even for the year, even though it has gone up already last year. In the same way, Apple also is pushing up. In the same way, Facebook is also pushing up as well. In the same way, Square is also going up. And that's what I'm saying. The US markets always go for the ones that are highly connected to technology, innovation, where things are going. And the large ones, large brands. Because at the end of it all, there will be corrections. But because these are really, really good and big companies, I think what's so amazing about them is their ability to become resilient. Their ability that when it goes lower, there will be a certain amount of buyers that will look at its potential and will continue to stack and buy it at a certain price. For US markets, my approach will be I'll just ride current positions. I'm gonna hold on to them. I'm gonna ride this upward movement. But since I still have also cash, the ones that I feel are lower, I'm gonna add to them, even though they're not at their lowest point, even though that they're not bearish, even though they're at relatively higher places already. So it would be very, very prudent to just put in a specific amount on a regular basis if you don't want to time it. For the crypto markets, I've somehow built a base over the past months now when we were consolidating. And for my long-term portfolio, I would still continually stack Bitcoin. I'd still continually stack Ethereum and also those DEXs that give me higher amounts of gain. So I'm gonna make videos on that, by the way, to talk more about also what you could get when you pool and then the yields that you could get from DeFi and how interesting they are. I'm gonna focus also on some altcoins right now that can give me better trading positions as well. I've been looking at other tokens and coins that are not as big as Bitcoin and Ethereum but have really, really good potential, have a very strong community. I'm starting to position more into them as well. It's under the context also that they may not be super as big as Bitcoin, they may not be as big as Ethereum, but they can give me upside at this point in time that will be higher than Ethereum, that will be higher than Bitcoin. Of course, the base that I've placed for both Bitcoin and Ethereum has been established over the past months even more, especially when they drop. I want to allocate more also on the ones that are, in my opinion, smaller and have, I guess, a larger potential to also push up further. On the NFT space, it's so interesting in a way that it's been pushing up. Sobrang dami pwedeng pagpiliin that you can't buy everything. It has to be very strategic on how you would pick it, but there will be a lot that will fail after all of this upward push will be done, and the ones that are really, really good are the ones that will stay. And the really good ones, the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, you can parallel them. If it was a dot-com bubble, no, the Microsofts, the Amazons of the world stayed. In the same way, in the NFT space, I think look for the ones that will be like Amazon, that will be like Microsoft, that will be like Apple, because they will be the ones also that will have staying power. Don't panic sell. If you don't need the money, you don't have to actually take it out. Your money is better invested than rotting because of inflation. Don't just invest just for the sake of investing. You always put it into something that's logical for you. You always put it into something that you know gives you the best advantage, that you have a competitive advantage because you have an edge in it, because yun yung napag-aralan nyo, yun yung alam nyo, kahit may volatility downward, you will not panic. Of course, you need to have a separate money for cash purposes, that's on top of everything, but always put a cash position that you can use for your trades so that lagi kayo may bala. That's something that's so important right now, because that cash position can help you spot when there's an opportunity. You have something that you can use. When something goes down, you can buy something also at a lower price. And that has been something that has been very consistent for me, regardless if it's Philippine stocks, US stocks, cryptos, mutual funds, for whatever. I try to front load and put cash into it so that when an opportunity would come in, I would pounce and I would also buy. My strategy has been almost the same over and over and over and over, and this may not be the most popular thing to do, but it's the most boring things in life that will allow you to grow wealth that's sustainable. It's the most boring things in life that will allow you also to maintain what you have, and the discipline to do it even though when you don't feel like doing it is what will cause you to continually push forward. And you can make money in Philippine markets. It's still very, very possible. However, it's not as exciting anymore as the cryptocurrency market. I'm super excited about cryptocurrencies and NFTs more than Philippine stocks, but it doesn't mean I won't invest in it. I know money could be made still. It's all about buy low, sell high. It's all about positioning when everyone's scared. It's all about positioning when everything's low. There has to be a point also when you're investing where you detach your emotions from how you would actually invest. It doesn't mean that you're not excited about it, that you don't invest in it. I like to put in capital even though it's not exciting, as long as it gives me the possibility of a return, as long as I've seen it already through the years that it has given me a historical track record that it could be done there. And that's why, even though Philippine markets are not super exciting right now, it's something that I know is predictable, at least from my end. I don't know if you know this, PLDT is releasing their dividends in the next few days, and that's around 42 pesos, and that 42 pesos will still represent, at current prices, no, around 3.25%. So if you add everything together, they gave around 40 last March, then 42 this August, so it's 82 pesos at its current price. If they give the same amount for next year, it would be 6.5% still. So that's something that's relatively good, and I love opportunities like that because it gives me passive income. And passive income, because you've took the time to be able to build a base, is something very interesting. And I guess I'll end it with this. For you to be able to reach a point that you get passive income, it's something also that you work hard for, because to build a base, to be able to grow it, it's something that you do over time. It's something that's intentional. It's something that instead na gastusin mo yung pera mo into another item, you put it into this, because this item over the long term is an asset and it will be better off than spending your money. So there, I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope that this is something that's insightful for all of you. If you like more videos about this, check it out in the description below. We have playlists for different videos that I make, and I have a second channel. I'm really planning to pump up more content there, so check it out below. It's called Investing Made Easy. Like, share, subscribe to that channel too, and I have different seminars that are coming out over the next few months. Fundamental analysis happening this August, and technical analysis happening this October and November. Links are in the description below. And if you want to invest in crypto, US stocks, and Forex, check out the links below for the different platforms and exchanges that you could actually use. Even hard wallets, no, if you want to store your money into something that's yours, that you custody it, check out the hard wallet below. I guess that's it for now. This is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. And guys, think about it. In the midst of this lockdown, don't get bitter, get better. Look for opportunities, not just to survive, but to thrive. Because I really believe it right now that because we have so much access, there's so much opportunity and availability and ability to make money even in this pandemic, even in this lockdown. So, see you all again soon, and God bless you all.